Just how dominant were the Dallas Cowboys in their 42-7 win against the Indianapolis Colts here at AT&T Stadium on Sunday? Well, how about this crazy stat? By the time the Colts offense, who entered this game ranked number 1 in the NFL in yards per game, picked up their first down midway through the second quarter, the Cowboys had already scored 4 touchdowns and taken a 28-0 lead. The win clinched the NFC East for the Cowboys and sent Dallas to the playoffs for the first time since 2009. The Colts, meanwhile, were embarrassed, and quarterback Andrew Luck said that the team has plenty of things that it needs to fix next week in their game against Tennessee before it can even think about hosting their first playoff game in 2 weeks.
The Seattle Seahawks made a statement with Sunday's 35-6 win over the quarterback-challenged Cardinals here in Arizona. But more important, the Seahawks win means they are now in the driver's seat for the number 1 seed in the NFC playoffs, potentially putting the road to Super Bowl 49 through Seattle. First, they have to beat the Rams there next week. The Cardinals, meanwhile, have to hope Drew Stanton is back soon to replace overmatched quarterback Ryan Lindley. They're in the playoffs regardless. They'll wrap the regular season next week at San Francisco.
The Atlanta Falcons officially eliminated the Saints from playoff contention Sunday with their 30-14 victory in New Orleans, and they did it behind an unlikely source. A defense that has struggled all season kept the Saints' offense in check and forced New Orleans to commit 4 turnovers. Now, it sets up a de facto NFC South championship game between the Falcons and the Carolina Panthers next week. The winner is guaranteed a spot in the playoffs and will host a game in the wildcard round.
Johnny Manziel's second NFL start was over before it really began. Knocked out with a hamstring injury after completing 3 of 8 passes for 32 yards and taking a big hit from Panthers safety Colin Jones in the second quarter on Sunday. Browns coach Mike Pettin has plenty to sort out after a 17-13 loss. Meanwhile, some way, somehow, the Panthers now have a win and in opportunity next week at Atlanta. Pretty amazing for a team that at one point went over 2 months without a win and started 7 rookies on Sunday.
It may be the last iteration of this rivalry, with the New York Jets likely to fire head coach Rex Ryan at the end of the season, but the New England Patriots got the last laugh on Sunday with a 17-16 come-from-behind victory at MetLife Stadium. With the win, the Patriots clinched a first-round bye in the playoffs, but New England, who has the best record in the AFC at 12-3, can earn home field advantage throughout the postseason if the Broncos lose their Monday night game against the Cincinnati Bengals. As long as the Patriots beat the Buffalo Bills next week, however, the road to the Super Bowl in the AFC will run through Foxborough.
The Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday became the first AFC North team to clinch a playoff spot thanks to a 20-12 win against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Steelers have not yet won the division, but they're going to have a chance to do so next week in the season finale against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Steelers this week survived a brief scare when quarterback Ben Roethlisberger had to head into the locker room to have his knee examined. But Ben was able to return to the game, finish out the game while throwing for 220 yards and 1 touchdown. For the Chiefs, this was an extremely frustrating loss as quarterback Alex Smith threw for a season-high 311 yards, but he saw the offense struggle mightily in the red zone as they failed to score a touchdown. This was the Chiefs' 4th loss in the past 5 games and was a major blow to the Chiefs' already slim playoff hopes as they head into a Week 17 game against San Diego.